about ZCASH here, member of the channel. Shout out to Matt Roy, wants us to cover ZCASH, says, is it going through a bearish expanding triangle? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, none of this financial advice. Let's get straight into it. So yeah, down 15% in the last 7 days, 25% in the last 2 weeks, and 20% down in the last 30 days, but still up 633% in the last year at $356. I'm going to be straightforward here though. I still stand on the $210 prediction, and I'll explain exactly why. But yeah, we're going to $210. So prepare for that now. For one, Bitcoin is actively dumping. It just went down to 87.3K. It almost went and broke down to 86K. When that happens, it's almost immediately, well, not almost immediately. It's going to go down to 85K, and then once that breaks, it's almost immediately going down to 80K. So we're going to see that reflect in other things like ZCASH as well. We're going to start seeing pullbacks in a lot of these altcoins. So first of all, let's talk from top to bottom. Let's go straight from the weekly chart down. So first of all, when we look at the weekly chart here for ZCASH, right, when you take away all the drawings, it's almost clearly shown here that we're going to get another downtrend pretty soon, right? And when you come over here and you look at this, that's a massive amount of buying pressure, but we have now switched into selling pressure. So yeah, this is going to be the sell-off for ZCASH right now. It's going to be the sell-off period. So get ready for that. And then you can see here on the percent on trending exhaustion, it's actively trending down towards the oversold area. And on the way down, we're going to get these little bull traps, right? We're going to get these bull traps all the way on the way down. Like there's just going to be a bunch of these bull traps, and it's going to trap some people, right? All the way down. So be prepared to get trapped left and right, left and right, left and right. Okay. And this right now, this is called a bullish expanding triangle. But the problem with bullish expanding triangles is after a certain period, the bottom trend line no longer matters. Look at how as time goes on, the bottom trend line goes below $0. So like the bottom trend line is like non-existent right now. So you only want to pay attention to that top trend line. Once that top trend line is broken, we can then enter into a bullish pattern, but not really. I've seen this a lot on Aster and on Pudgy Penguins, where that top trend line on a bullish expanding triangle is then broken, but the price doesn't go up. It just goes sideways, and then it continues to dump. So even if this trend line here is broken, it's probably going to end up going out just a little bit, going sideways, and then going down. If we remain in a bear market for crypto. So that's what I foresee for ZCASH. So let's talk about how this is going to happen. So in order to do that, we got to break it down into smaller segments. We got to go into smaller time frames. And guys, if you guys want to make recommendations like this, shout out to Matt Roy again here for recommending ZCASH. Become a member of the channel. I've been saying this over and over again, guys. I do not care for making YouTube videos anymore. I'm completely straightforward with the YouTube videos. Like I make bare minimum like $100 a month on this. So I don't make anything from these videos, guys. I make like $1 a day on the days that I don't get the subscription payments. When a subscription payment comes in, or a membership payment is like $13. So I get like $1 a day if I don't have members on the channel. It's not worth it for me to spend hours upon hours doing research and making these videos to get $1 per day. You know how much $1 a day is? That's like $30 a month. So if you guys want to support the channel, become a member, because as you can see, I hardly make anything, and I only make money from memberships. And we have 15 members, so shout out to y'all. Honestly, I feel like if I get 30 members, which would only be like $200 a month, which I'm not complaining because YouTube takes 30%. It'd be like $200 a month. If I get 30 members, I might make more videos, but it's like $200 a month, right? I need 100 members. I need 1,000 members for this to make a difference. So that's why I'm not focused on YouTube. But for the members, I'm making these videos for you guys. So shout out to the members. I just had to make that segment in the video to give a huge shout out to all of the members. David Delman says we went down to 90K, like you said. This guy, Busco, or Boost Ego says, I finally did it, man. I subscribed. Big shout out to him. And Boost Ego, if you ever want to make any recommendations, just be like, hey, can you cover this? Can you cover that? As you can see, people make recommendations. He's like, ZCASH, I'm covering ZCASH. Biblia said, confirmation video. I made that in my Bitcoin video. I made a video for Big Jacket Guy. You know, I'm doing videos for all the members. So you could post a recommendation every day, and I'm gonna try to get those videos out every day for you guys. So go ahead and make these suggestions, guys, and I'll go ahead and cover them for you. But let's get back into it. I just had to give a huge shout out to the members. But yeah, I do foresee us going down to $210. So currently, this is the MACD, and usually on the MACD, we usually see this happening, like right here, all this selling pressure, a continued selling pressure on the MACD whenever we're about to get even more selling, right? We see it time and time again. You're probably not gonna be able to see it in ZCASH, but Bitcoin, like whenever you see a continued selling pressure zone, you know it's going to continue to go even longer, right? It's going to be an extended selling period here, continued extended selling period. So continued extended selling period, continued extended selling period, continued extended selling period. I just now, had a brain fart there. But yeah, the reason why I'm saying this is because what are we forming here? A continued extended selling period. So I think that we're going to have a drop inside of ZCASH here. And as soon as we break this Fibonacci support at 340, almost immediately we'll go down to 305. Oh, well, 306 technically. We'll go at 305, right? 305 like Miami, all right? We're going extremely down or immediately down at 305, right? After we break 340. If 305 is broken, we then immediately start trending down to where? We start trending down to 260, this area here. And then that's the most crooked line ever. That's the most crooked line ever. But yeah, we start extending down to 360. And then from there, we start extending down to where? 210. 260 and then 210. Why can't I not speak right now? Oh, I know why. It's 1:36 a.m. All right. So anyways, $210 is coming soon. It's coming soon. And then when you look at the percent art trend exhaustion, it's actively coming down and it's not oversold yet. It's not oversold yet at all. We got to wait for it. Could it do the same thing as last time and stop halfway and then continue upwards? Yes. But what happened when it did that last time? It was a bull trap. What would happen if it did that again? It'd be another bull trap. So this is what I mean. Overbought up here, even on the percent art trend exhaustion. You can see it right here. It was overbought, that whole area on the percent art trend exhaustion. And then as you can see, overbought up here. And then we started trending downwards. We also started trending downwards on the percent art trend exhaustion, stopped halfway down, came back up, bull trapped right here. What would happen if we did that again? Well, we would come down here, probably to about 210, like I've been saying, $210. And then we would have another breakout. We would see that breakout coming up probably to about 390, give or take, up to the top of this trend line, up to $390, possibly up to 360, depending on how long it takes for this to happen. And then you will see another dump until Bitcoin becomes bullish again, until Bitcoin helps lift up the altcoins, or unless an altcoin season happens out of nowhere, right? We would need a random altcoin season to happen to bring things back to not reality, but back to being bullish. So now we can look at the 4-hour chart on ZCASH, and we're inside of an extended oversold area. We're actually about to break 340 soon. So get ready for $306 or $305 for anyone who's trading ZCASH here. So this is the percent art trend exhaustion, long-term trend staying oversold. Short-term trend, a little bit above it, but still down there in that oversold area. So it should continue downwards here. And then very little buying pressure here, very little buying pressure. And lots of selling pressure. So I think that we'll continue to sell off here for ZCASH. If we do not break out at 340, we'll continue that sell off. And let's say we do break out at 340. The maximum we could do would be up here at 440 at the top of this trend line, and then it'd be a continuation downwards. I don't think we're going to do that though, because as long as Bitcoin's dropping, I think we're going to continue to drop with Bitcoin, and we're more likely to create new lows, right? Because 305 was the previous low. If we break 305, new lows will be created. Where will that be created at? $210 at that Fibonacci support. So that's why I've been saying $210 the whole time for Zcash. I may have said it a little bit too early, but it still stands. $210 is coming soon on Zcash. So get ready for that. And it's going to shock some people. They're going to see a huge, big pullback. It's going to, it might be a fast pullback unless Bitcoin just does a reversal. If Bitcoin does a reversal and does like a double bottom, like I've been saying that it could possibly do, if it does a double bottom, then wait, no, that's not the double bottom. One, boom, there, boom, and then another there, and then up. So if it does something like that, Zcash can come up. But if we see Bitcoin coming down to 80, or no, not 80, but 74K or 69K, that is when we start to see Zcash going down towards $210. But if Bitcoin starts to get recovered early, expect Zcash to come up here to about $400 and then continue downwards from there. So yeah, $210 is coming soon regardless. So yeah, this is pretty much all I got for you guys today. And I'll go down to the 2-hour charts so we can look at the smaller charts. Not much to look at here, honestly. This is the percent arch and exhaustion. You know, it's sideways trading movement, so not much there. Not much buying pressure here. Very sporadic selling pressure, actually. Like, there's actually no structure to it. So yeah, there is a little bit of structure. This is actually bullish divergence here. And then this was the pump that came after the bullish divergence on the 2-hour chart. The pump on the 2-hour chart was very small because it's a 2-hour chart and it's a very low amount of buying. That was from $342 up to $374. So all that bullish divergence is done. It was a short-term pump. That's why I don't like looking at the short-term charts. But anyways, if I were to create a pattern here, not even create, but find a pattern here, I could show this. So another bullish expanding triangle, but very unlikely that it breaks out. But if it does, it'll be because of Bitcoin breaks out, not because Zcash does it on its own, right? So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening here. But yeah, this is all I got for you guys today. Definitely hit the like button, subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, none is financial advice. Go ahead and become a member of the channel if you want to make a request for videos. And again, big shout out to Matt Roy for suggesting this ZCASH video. But yeah, as always, I'll be back with another video.